Thanks to the support as a channel member, Jacob Depew. I don't want to alarm anybody, but we're top of the Premier League and in pole position in our Champions League knockout round game. This feels like one of those times where the wheels are about to fall off. Hello and welcome to Club 4, part 31 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our Champions League first knockout round game, second leg against Bayern Munich, and we also face Bournemouth in the Premier League. Since you were last with me, things have been going all right. We beat Crystal Palace, we beat Burnley, we beat Brentford. They're all games we should have won. That's not the headline, though. The headline is, while we were quietly winning games we should win, it seems the teams above us were just bottling it, just full-on bottle jobs happening. And we find ourselves top of the Premier League. 9 games left. We're on 63 points. I mean, it is as close at the top of this Premier League as it has been for the last couple of years. We're on 63 points. Chelsea and Arsenal both on 62, although we have a better goal difference than both. How crucial are those 9 goals we put past Southampton earlier in the season going to be? Manchester City then 1 point behind Chelsea and Arsenal. Again, goal difference not as good as ours though. And Liverpool 2 points behind them. Manchester United well off the pace. We're looking very good for being in the Champions League again next year, but even that's only a 4-point gap. All we can do is keep on winning. Looking at who we've still got to play, that's a tall order as well. We've got Arsenal and Manchester City both coming up from that group of teams who are trying to chase us. I haven't had a chance to look at who plays who in all the other combinations of matches yet. We'll do that when we get a little bit closer to the end of the season, because, of course, job number 1 for today is to try and get through in the Champions League. If you recall, we're 1-0 up from the first leg, thanks to an 89th minute goal from Pedro Luis to put us 1-0 up from our home leg. But going to Bayern Munich away from home with only a 1-goal advantage is tough. We were definitely the second best team in that first leg and had quite a nice little dose of luck go our way to lead to the goal going in at the end. And whereas we're marginally top of the Premier League, Bayern Munich are in their usual full-on dominance mode in Bundesliga. That's quite the gap. That really is quite the gap. And of course, they've got Erling Haaland up front for them, who I've heard him described as a poor man's Pedro Luis, but he's perhaps still got one more match-winning performance in him. So this is the team that we're sending to Germany. We've got Hoyenhal in goal. If you recall, many moons ago, Hoyenhal had an incredible man-of-the-match performance away from home at Bayern Munich in Bundesliga for Schalke, where we went there when we were still in danger of getting relegated from the Bundesliga and beat Bayern Munich 3-0 at their place. We need more heroics like that again from Hoyenhal tonight. We've leaned on him a lot in this Champions League run, and we will continue to lean on him. A back four, I mean, there's injury problems, there's tiredness problems, there's suspension issues. If we have a little look at all of these problems that we've got, 4 men suspended for this match, although Franke doesn't really count as a suspension because he's on loan from Bayern Munich and wouldn't be able to play anyway. I don't think, actually, that might not be the case, because I feel like in the Champions League, you can play against your parent club. But either way, he had a 2-match suspension, so missed both legs anyway. But Zamorano suspended. Aaron is suspended. Frank is suspended. Navarro suspended. Padron's not registered. Tammy Abraham's injured, which means we have to play a tired Mura at left back. And Haruna, this might be his first start of the season. It's not. He started a couple of other games, but you could probably count on one hand the number of games he's started for Norwich in his career, and is now starting as our holding midfielder in one of the most important games in our history. So Mura at left back, Cesar, Fernandez and Paviot, the rest of the back four. Haruna at the base of the midfield, Janusek and Gilberto Carlos ahead of him, Schultz and in behind Casolare and Pedro Luis. It's going to take a miracle, I think, for us to get through this match unscathed with the squad, with the team that we're having to put out there, with the amount of suspensions and injuries and fitness problems that we've got. I know it's opening up, and I told you so from the comments section, but it really does come down to the fact we weren't able to register a full squad of 25 players because we didn't have enough homegrown players at club. That is something that is going to start to become less of an issue from next season. Romero and Padron, I think, both become homegrown at club this coming summer. I think they're the two. Caesar, I feel like, becomes homegrown at some point as well. Or I might be making that one up. Haruna is already homegrown at club now. So we are starting to get a few more of those through. And I think once we've got 4 homegrown at club players, it then becomes much less of an issue and we can get the entire first team squad registered and not really worry about it so much from there on, as long as we've got a few homegrown in England players knocking around as well. And we've obviously got Asa Walsh and Tammy Abraham. I think, is Griffin Diaz homegrown in England? I feel like he is. So there's a few. We've got a few at the moment. Casolare nods it down to Schultz. Beautiful pass through to Pedro Luis. And oh my word, that was an opportunity. That was bread and butter for Pedro Luis. That is the kind of thing that we've seen him score from so many times before. Perfectly weighted through ball. And we may come to rue that missed opportunity. It looks like Bayern are having some work done to the stadium as well. There seems to be construction going on in all the corners of the game. Now, having seen Bayern's ground on the telly, fairly confident they filled the corners in a while ago, but I could be wrong. Isn't it like a massive, famously a big, massive oval type thing? What do I know? They've scored. Oh, dear. 1-0 on the night. Still 1-1 on aggregate. That's not what we wanted to see happen, though. Only 25 minutes gone. That Haaland guy, the poor man's Pedro Luis, very much involved in Hoyenhal. I've loved him so much for so long, but that should not be sneaking under him there. We said we needed another one of his great performances. Unless that's going to spur him on to do it for the rest of the game, I don't think we're getting a great Hoyenhal performance tonight, although he has made a save from a Haaland free kick. Maybe he just needed to make the mistake to remind himself that he's Hoyenhal. He doesn't make mistakes. Headed clearance, but there's nobody there to get on the end of it. I say there's nobody there. Pedro Luis is so fast. I think he did probably get there, but the highlight ended. Remains 1-1, though, on aggregate. 33 minutes gone. And the defenders, most of the time, I love watching us play out from the back. When you're playing against a Bayern Munich side with Erling Haaland up front, just stop faffing about. Yeah, do that. Kick the ball far away and then let the strikers worry about making something from it, because you never know. Bayern Munich might knock the ball around at the back and make a mistake. I'd rather they made the mistake than we did. Look how confidently they're knocking the ball around, though. They know it's only a matter of time before they score again. They can feel it. I think we can all probably feel it. Haaland is in, and Hoyenhal this time is equal to it and makes the save. Rolls it out to Caesar. Highlight ends. We've created very little. Our XG is incredibly high considering we've only had 3 shots, and it's because that chance that fell to Pedro Luis was such a golden opportunity. Easiest chance of the game, and it was so unlike him to fluff his lines. But ultimately, after all of that, we are still level with 45 minutes left in the game. If we get another opportunity like that, I don't see him missing another one. And at the moment, that would be enough. We just need a draw out of this game. Mura is shattered. We knew he wasn't going to be able to play the full match from the kickoff. We don't have anyone else who can play left back, which is not ideal. I know some of you lot have been telling me to play Griffin Diaz there for quite a long time. But I think in the circumstances, we bring Noll on, we put Caesar out there, Fernandez can go to there. We need to have a look at Haruna as well, because he's another one who wasn't really expected to be able to play the full game, but there's literally no one who can come on for him. The option we've got, I guess, is to go to a flat 3 in midfield, which might not be the dumbest thing I've ever done. If we bring Diaz on for Haruna, push him forward. The issue we've got is these are 3 very attacking midfielders that we've got in there now. If we go to something like that, Gilberto Carlos is the deep lying playmaker. It's a long way from ideal with his 5 tackling, but who else is going to do it? Janicek's got 8 tackling. I guess we'll do that then. Diaz is probably the best tackler of all of them, but I really want him pushing forward in the wider areas, what with him being a natural winger. I want the option to be able to sling him out wide with 10 minutes to go if need be. Not that we've ever put him there before, but you never know. He might be a world beater out wide. He probably is. Not that we've got anyone to go on the right wing. Although I say that, I think Romero can. Not that we should be committing men forward at this point. We are still level in the tie. I'm here thinking, let's sacrifice a defender, stick Romero on the right wing, Griffin on the left. We don't need to at the moment, Kev. We're level in the tie. It's fine. We're going to take off Casolare, bring on Gaza, another sensible substitution, and we're fine. Let's just try and win the football match. Diaz, lovely pass through to Schultz, who can't get the ball past the keeper. It's another very, very good opportunity, very similar to the one Pedro Luis got in the first half. Gaza is now on. Schultz looking for the in-swinging corner to the near post. Noll was there, I think, but for whatever reason, we don't even get to see what happened to the header. The highlight just ended. Let's assume he missed, shall we? We're going into the final couple of minutes of the game. It looks like we are heading for extra time. This does not suit us at all because we were shattered going in. And now I'm looking down at that bench and thinking, right, we've got two options here. We leave things as they are, but bring on Yedro. I think we've got a fourth substitution anyway. We could bring on Yedro for Schultz for some fresh legs and leave the system as it is. Or we could roll the dice a little bit, try something we've never done before, and bring on Romero and go to a 4-4-2 with Diaz on the left, Romero on the right. I'm expecting to not be allowed to make the substitution. Oh, we were. We're bringing on Yedro. I'm not brave enough to change the system. It's worked well over 180 minutes against one of the best teams in Europe. I think it would be mad to change to something we've never, ever even tried before. If we'd have been trying it in the league, then maybe, but we haven't been. And Hoyenhal's there to make the save again. He's certainly woken up since that early mistake. And now Diaz, ball over the top for Gaza to chase. Oh, Gaza just doesn't have the legs that Pedro Luis has. If that had been towards the right-hand side for Pedro Luis to chase, he's in and he scores. As it is, Gaza basically looked like he stopped. I thought he'd pulled a hamstring. He just stopped. Didn't look like he fancied it at all. And because of that, the keeper, rather than lumping it clear, is able to pick out Erling Haaland and Bayern Munich score on the counter-attack. And there's got to be a long, hard look at Gaza there. That is not how we play. We chase stuff down. We hassle goalkeepers. We don't let them get away with it the way we've let him get away with that and pick his spot. Right. Now we throw men forward. We're going to do this. What's the worst that can happen? We've got no midfield on anyway. We may as well not bother playing with one. We're certainly committing some bodies forward. Let's see what happens now, shall we? Encourage them. I mean, I've certainly never played that shape of a 4-4-2 before. Have you ever seen one of those before? We're just playing the players that are on the pitch in the roles that suit them the best. I feel like there might be quite the gap between our defence and our midfield. Haaland squares it, and all that is a big, big miss. Oh, my goodness. Do we need someone in the middle there just to link play up a little bit? Are we actually getting the ball forward to the front six? We're probably not. I wonder if we stick him in there and then do something like this and just have him sitting a little bit deeper just so there's someone to receive the ball from the defenders, and then still have Diaz just charging on. He wants to be there more. You know what? What we could do, I haven't done this for years. We could do something like this. If we stick him there, he can then go out onto the right. He can go there. It's just a different shape, isn't it? We're trying to do something different because what we're doing isn't creating anything. They're potentially in the way of each other. If we put him in there, that might be better. Oh, tactics with Kev. More. Come on. This is where we wish the away goal rule was still in place because we just need one to win. As it is, one takes us to penalties and we don't look like we're going to create the one anyway. Over the two legs, Bayern Munich have been the better team. I don't think we can cry too much about this. It was a season too soon. We didn't have the squad depth. We didn't have the experience. Ultimately, we've achieved what we were asked to achieve in the Champions League this season. And we've looked really close. We are not loads worse than Bayern Munich, just like we're not loads worse than Juventus and Real Madrid and Dortmund and all these other teams we've played over the last few years. We are close to being their level. And now we're able to fully focus on these final 9 Premier League games and see if we can pull off the unthinkable and win the Premier League. And that all starts with this game against Bournemouth. But we're going to have to send some tired legs out against Bournemouth. Janusek, Schultz, Pedro Luis, all tired off the back of the Bayern Munich game. Not as tired, though, as Gilberto Carlos, Caesar, who both drop it. In fact, to be fair, Gilberto Carlos is just the same tiredness as Schultz, but I just prefer Schultz. I guess we could play Yedro. We probably will bring him on fairly early on. But Caesar is absolutely shattered. But we are able to bring Noel and Aaron. I can never remember how to say his name. Aaron he can come back in, as can Navarro and Zamorano. So we're a little bit closer to full strength. It's just a tired version of full strength. Just win. That's all we can say to the lads at this point. We don't have the Champions League distraction that the majority of our rivals have. Just win. Just keep winning. Let's see if something absolutely absurd can happen, because it would be wonderful if it does. Paviot with the cross. Casolare's there. And there's your first absurd thing to happen for today. Casolare has scored a goal. Not only has he scored a goal, he scored a Tammy Abraham-style goal. It's just he's nodded it in at that far post. He's such a weird player, Casolare. He's been here forever. He's never going to be an established first-choice striker. But he does score 5 to 10 goals every season from probably 5 to 10 starts. He's just a really useful third or fourth striker to have knocking around the place. And he's shown it again there. That's not ideal. Bournemouth with a close to immediate reply, making it 1-1. And we need to make sure we don't let our heads drop after the disappointment of midweek, the tiredness. We need to go on and grab a couple more goals in this first half before we really start to let the tiredness sit in. Paviot there, Navarro to Zamorano. It's now Navarro again. I mean, they're knocking it between the three of them so quickly I can't keep up. Mura with the shot from range. Some people criticise the signing of him. That's a centre-back scoring from range there. Now, I know he's taken a big deflection, and I'm surprised it's actually been given to him, because I think his initial shot might have been going wide, but I'll take it. He'll take it. It's lovely work from these three over here. Playing it across to Mura. Bang. Goal. 2-1. 13 minutes gone. We're not playing like a team that are afraid to lose, are we? We're just going to keep on winning. Manchester City are also winning, so we need to keep an eye on what they're up to. They're playing Leicester. Arsenal are away against Everton. Chelsea play Liverpool is a big one, because that potentially, if it ends as it is, really creates some distance between us and fifth place and close to secures us a Champions League spot for next year. Although you could argue a better result for us if we're trying to win the league would be for Liverpool to pick up the win and take some points off of Chelsea, because we're going to be in the Champions League anyway. We're that good. That was lovely control from Schultz. What we really want is to get a little bit of a gap behind us at the top of the table. Pedro Luis taking it out wide on the right-hand side. Zamorano now bursting into there. He, of course, is fresh after missing out midweek, and the cross comes over and Schultz is there. And I believe, if you recall, I asked for a couple more goals in the first half. We've now delivered a couple more goals in the first half. 41 minutes gone. Norwich 3, Bournemouth 1. Let's not mess it up from here then, hey? I'm one moment, boys and girls. We're going to let this go in. Something strange seems to be happening with my recording. Don't worry, it's a new thing in OBS. There's an OBS update. When stuff is muted, it still shows the little audio bars moving, and it never did before. And I thought this whole video, not only was I recording the mic, I was also recording the sound off the camera, and that would sound trash. If this video has sounded trash up to this point, that means that is what's been happening. I've misunderstood what I've just checked while I've been checking it, but I think it's still muted. I'm a little confused. Let's continue the match and hope it's not a problem. Let's face it, it's not as if it was really bad, you've not stopped watching at this point. You were going to watch Bayern Munich. What am I going to do? Not include the Bayern Munich video in the series? The Bayern Munich match? I've got no choice now, have I? Terrible audio stays in if we've experienced terrible audio, and we'll just sue OBS for every penny we've ever paid them. Schultz with the corner. Mura at the near post. Can't direct his header goalwards, and it comes back to who gives it to Schultz. And now Noel, I thought we were going to have our other centre-back hit it from range, but Noel, probably for the best, lays it off to Zamorano. He has the shot, and it goes, I don't know if it was a save or a crossbar. Things happened. Right, an hour gone. We need to take off some of these tired boys. Pedro Luis is going to come off for Gaza. We're going to take off Schultz and bring on Yedro. And the other change that we knew we had to make before the match is Mura. And he can come off for, I guess Franca can come on, bring him on in there. Obviously, Fernandez would be more higher up the pecking order. Good sentence. But he's another one who's tired after midweek. So we may as well give the guy who didn't play a little bit of game time. Zamorano's been excellent today. Cassolari's in again. And it's his second of the game. The linesman's got his flag up. There's not a chance Cassolari's offside here because he came from behind that defender. The goal has been awarded. There you go. I did say there's no way Cassolari's offside, and there was no way. This is when the shot comes in. Look how far behind he is. Don't even know why we had to go and have a look at that because none of our players were anywhere close to being offside. We're going to drop a little bit of praise because this has been an excellent performance off the back of Champions League disappointment. Proof that the Champions League hangover is a myth. Manchester City are now losing against Leicester. Chelsea still beating Liverpool. Arsenal beating Everton. This is Manchester City seem to be dropping out of things. It is turning into a 3-horse race. Us, Chelsea and Arsenal. We play Arsenal and Manchester City in tomorrow's video. It is going to be close, but we are in with a big chance. Yedro has got in behind here and he's hit that hard. Goodness me, he's hit it hard. And it's 5-1 now. And we look like champions the way we're playing today. This has been an absolutely sensational performance. I know Bournemouth are not exactly the sternest opposition that we could have had off the back of the Champions League. We've had a nice little run of games recently, and it has helped us get into some excellent form. Bournemouth down in 15th place, but we'll take going into these final 8 games in form. That's perfect for us, and we've got. I think we can comfortably and publicly say it. We are going to try and win the Premier League in the next 8 games. Let's see what happens, shall we? If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.